Hello students, today I'm going to show you how to use the online practice items for the Minnesota State GRAD reading and math tests. You can practice anywhere that you have the internet. I'm going to open up Firefox and we are going to go to mnstateassessments.org. Again, that's mnstateassessments.org, and click Enter. If your computer screen looks like this, you're in the right place. I'm going to go down and look for item samplers. Here it is, item samplers. Give it one left click. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here and look at online item samplers at the bottom of my page here. It says this website provides access to item samplers for reading and mathematics grad. So I'm going to click on online item samplers. Alright, on the day of the test you're going to have to fill in some personal information like your name and possibly your student number, all of which your teacher will help find for you. Right now just go ahead and click Sign in. Here you have to select a grade. The grade I'm going to select is 12. Then click Yes. Here you have to choose between the Mathematics Grad sample test and the Reading sample test. Let's start with the Mathematics sampler questions. Alright, you don't need to change anything on this menu, so go ahead and just click Select. Okay, this is asking you if all those settings are okay. We will click Yes, start the item sampler. Right now it won't let us use all the features because we're not using the actual test software. You only get to use that on the day of the test. So we're going to click Continue. This menu is really interesting. It shows us all the different options for navigating the test. You can navigate using the mouse by clicking the buttons. The middle column shows you what the buttons do, and the right column shows you how to navigate using the keyboard. I would suggest taking the time to look through all these. And when you've had your fill of all of that, go ahead and click Begin Item Sampler. To give you a tour of all the tools you can use, I'm going to start up at the top left. At the top left, it should show your name. Right now, that's guest, and then what test you're taking. Over here, it shows you how many questions you finished out of the total of number of questions. Here's the main question and your 4 choices. You choose the choices. You can either click on the numbers or you can click on the corresponding letters. Either one is fine. Now, many teachers suggest that their students mark the questions that they're not sure about and come back to them later. Obviously, this is not something that you'd mark with a pencil. So we're going to use this flag option, and that will mark a question as something that you want to review later. So if you click that, you see it changed colors, and if you choose an answer, you might not be confident about that answer. You might want to review it later, or it might just be a guess, and you might want to save that question for the end. Either way, make sure you use the flag button so that you remember to come back to it. Down at the bottom left, there's a zoom in and zoom out. I can zoom in to make the text bigger. If I zoom in too far, I'll zoom back out with the minus sign, zoom out. And then this button is for the calculator. That opens up a little window. To interact with this, you have to click with your mouse for the numbers and for the functions. You can move this around by clicking and dragging, and you can get it out of your way with the X. On this page, we're going to continue showing you some of the tools. We showed you how to zoom in, zoom out, use the calculator, close the calculator. This last button in the bottom left is called the Formula button. Click on that, and it opens a little window with formulas that will be helpful to you. Some formulas about area and volume, and many of the formulas that may be difficult to memorize, such as the quadratic formula. That is available to you through the whole test. When you want to move that out of your way, go ahead and click at the top and drag anywhere, and then you can get it totally out of your way if you click the X. So we've used all the tools down here. One of the other main tools that we'll use is unique on a Mac computer, which is the kind we're taking the test on. If you left click, that will select your answer. If you right click on the question on a Mac, you do Control on the keyboard, and at the same time you do a left click, Control on the keyboard, and at the same time you do a left click. A menu will come up. You can change if you want it to be marked for review. Again, I'll select, I want this one marked for review. Okay. Now you can also choose to have the questions spoken to you, as this is a math test and not a test of your reading ability. The other option here is to have it speak the question and the options, or the answers to you. Okay. When you're finished with a question and you're if you're not sure about it, again, you have that box checked. You can go on to the next one. If there's a question that's difficult and I want to try to skip it, let's see what happens. I'll go to the next. I didn't put an answer here, and it's giving me a warning. It says you must answer all questions before moving to the next page. So I'll click OK. Now if I'm still not sure, remember that flag button is always available to you. If you just click the flag and you try to go to the next, it still gives you that warning. So you have to click the flag button and choose an answer. You can make a total guess, or you can read the question and make a good estimate. But remember, you don't want to waste your time on a question that you think is way too difficult and not worth your time. You can also go back to a previous question by clicking the arrow down here. Back and next. The pause button, don't use that unless you ask your teacher first. We usually use that for emergency situations, if a student needs to leave, or if they've gotten sick during the middle of the test and they can't finish, or if they're going to be gone for a longer period of time. So make sure you ask the instructor before you click that pause button. As always, there's a help button at the top right. That will show you those keyboard shortcuts and help you navigate some of those resources. You can move that out of your way, and you can click the X. Thanks for taking the time to learn about the GRAD test, the online version, especially the math. We hope this will be helpful to you and that you'll take some time to practice this week. Thanks. Bye.